Hey everybody, I'm JJ, you're watching Reality Survival, and so it's been a while since I've talked about the what kind of items should you stock up on, and so I'm going to do a real quick top 25 foods to stock up on now. A lot of prepper videos, a lot of people out there, I've seen comments and stuff on social media and different things where people are kind of saying like, oh, it's too late to stock up on anything. Like, if you haven't done it already, don't even try. Well, that's a lie. That's a total lie, and it's completely ridiculous. As you'll see, all the things that we're going to talk about here on the list are still commonly available all over the place. Yeah, you might see some shortages here or there for a few days, but usually they get replenished and you can still find them. So, with that, let's go ahead and get going on this list. Oh, before I do though, I want to ask you guys, while we're sitting here watching this, open another tab, go to realitysurvival.substack.com, sign up for the email list. That way, every time I put out a video, I can send you guys an email and let you know that it's out there. That kind of gives us a direct line of communication between each other. And so YouTube, might unsubscribe you or might not notify you about the videos and all that kind of stuff. And the list is growing. I think we're over 4,000 people now on the email list, and I'm not going to ever share that list with anybody else. I will keep it to myself. I'm not going to sell it or anything, but it's just a way for me to communicate directly with you. On the Substack, I do the YouTube links, I do Rumble links. If you want to watch Rumble instead, I do the audio to the episode, so you can play the audio directly if you like doing that when you're driving or whatever. We also do the podcast link. And we are also going to be, in the future, we're going to be doing some members-only videos. So the people who do the paid subscriptions, there'll be some members-only videos. But that's going to be a bit down the road. And I understand everybody can't afford to pay for those things. So the free list will get access to all the stuff except for those videos. So please do that while we're watching this. Okay. Now, so the first three things on the list are all meat: beef, pork, chicken. If you don't eat pork, then don't stock pork. Maybe do sheep or something like that instead. But I think it's important to stock up on meat because there is currently a war on meat, and I saw an article just the other day that talked about in the Netherlands they have actually started feeding kids in schools. And I guess it's on a trial basis. I don't think it's like, all the time or whatever, but mealworms and I think it was crickets. Yeah, whatever. I'm not doing that. So stock up on beef, pork, and chicken. You could raise your own. If that's a possibility, then definitely do that. If not, then consider going to local farms and seeing if you can buy the animal and have it processed. I recently did that with a side of beef, and that was great. It was fairly expensive, but it was definitely cheaper than buying it in the store, for sure, by a long shot. And we got a whole bunch of it. So, beef, pork, and chicken, first three. Number 4, pasta. Pasta, and number 5 is rice. Pasta and rice last a very, very long time. Rice lasts at least 30 years. Pasta, if it's kept in the right conditions, probably about that long as well. It's going to last a long time as long as it doesn't get wet and it is not exposed to a whole ton of humidity. But if it's in a cool, dry area, both of those two are going to last a long time. Oatmeal is the same way, and beans are also the same way. So that takes us to number 7. So we went pasta, rice, oatmeal, and beans for 4, 5, 6, and 7. Number 8 is honey. Honey lasts pretty much indefinitely. If it starts to crystallize, all you got to do is throw it in the microwave for a few seconds, and that'll all go away, and it'll run like normal again. And bacteria cannot grow in honey. Number 9 is wheat and or flour, if you don't want to store the wheat berries. But if you do store the wheat berries, make sure you get a grinder too so that you can grind it up. Number 10 is salt. Number 11 is sugar. Both of those will also last at least 30 years. Number 12 is spices. Spices last a long time, not necessarily 30 years, but if they're packaged up, they're going to last quite a long time. And just get all the spices that you like and that you normally use. Let's see here. Number 13 is yeast. I think yeast only lasts a couple of years at a time, but if you freeze it, it probably would last longer than that. Yeast is, obviously important for making bread and all that kind of stuff. Okay, number 14 is, this isn't food yet, but it could be, and that's garden seeds. So take a look at some non-hybrid heirloom variety garden seeds and stock up a lot of those so that you can be planting your own garden and growing your own fresh vegetables and fruits. Next two on the list are canned fruits and vegetables. Most canned fruits and vegetables are going to last at least 5 years as long as there's no dents or anything like that. And they could last a little bit longer. They're going to start to lose some of their flavoring and some of the nutritional value as time goes on. But as long as the integrity of the can is maintained, they're going to be good for quite a long time. That was 15 and 16. Number 17 is pasta spice packets, or pasta sauce spice packets. So pasta sauce and tomato sauce that has a high acidic level usually doesn't last very long in cans. You might get a year and a half, 2 years. That's going to be about it probably. If you store it in glass containers, maybe you get a little bit longer if you buy it in glass containers. But generally speaking, those don't last very long. But a good substitute for that is getting the spice packets, where you just have to add water to the mix, and then you have pasta sauce or other individual components. All right, number 18 is dried milk. Number 19 is condiments like ketchup, mustard, A1, barbecue sauce, all that stuff. Number 20 is canned meats, tuna, chicken, Spam, ham, all those kinds of deals. 21 is canned soups. 22 is vinegar. 23, baking soda and or baking powder. Number 24 is peanut butter, and number 25 is jam or jelly. Now, most of the items on this list here are items that most people can use in a wide variety of different recipes. They're also going to last for quite a long time. Now, and most people will eat and use these items at different times, so you can rotate through them and all that kind of stuff as well, and not just have a whole bunch there and not ever use it and all that kind of stuff. So it's important to rotate through as you go. But on all of these areas here, I would recommend having plenty of extra of each one of those. It's not going to hurt to stock up on this stuff. Most of this stuff's pretty cheap individually if you do it. You just pick up a few extra pounds or a few extra canisters each time you go to the store, and before you know it, your pantry is going to start to look pretty good, and you're going to be able to feed your family for several months out of your pantry. That's what you're looking for. You want to have the ability to at least feed your family out of your pantry for at least 3 months if possible. Now, if you can go further, that's great. Definitely do that. But that's kind of the minimum goals, in my opinion, at this point, and where we are in 2022 and all that kind of stuff. 3 months should be your initial goal, and then you can push it out further the longer we go. All right. Okay, I think that's pretty much it for me. This was a list right off the top of my head, stuff that I could just think of really quickly. I would love to know what you guys think we should also add to this list. Put that in the comments down below, and don't forget, go over to realitysurvival.substack.com and put in your email address so that I can email you the links to all this content whenever we put it out. All right, guys, thanks for watching. Don't forget to live 6 Ps. Proper prior preparation prevents poor performance. Stay safe.